Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show this evening. Tonight's guest, we have a repeat guest. It's the second time coming on the show. And we have a story, and we want to talk about it, the story that we're going to talk about tonight, rather. And this is Billy Foster. He's been on the show. I think he was our first interviewer last year. And Billy came home from prison after doing 31 years in prison. And he came home well, upright. He weighed 200-something pounds when he came home. And he paroled from a prison in Southern California, I think Soledad, I believe it was. And he came home with an illness that wasn't taken care of in prison. And he came home today. And we want to talk to Billy today and give you an update on Billy's status today. So we want to welcome Billy Foster to the show. And I want to thank you and welcome you to the show, Billy. How you doing?
Thank you. All in all, as well as being expected, I suppose.
All to be expected, right.
As well as being expected.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions, Billy, because you've been on our show before, and when you came home, when did you come home?
I came home October 20th, 2015.
2015. And you've been home almost 2 years.
Almost.
Almost 2 years. Okay, so we're gonna talk about you coming home and your status now. When you came home from prison, you came home and you weighed, how much you weighed when you come home?
220 pounds.
220 pounds. And you came home from Soledad?
Yes, Soledad mainline, yes.
Okay, and while you were in Soledad, you became ill.
Yeah, what happened was I was working out. Not only was I 220 pounds, I was pretty large.
Yeah, you was kind of buff.
Excuse me. So I was working out, and in prison you have to use whatever you can find to work out with, right? Because they took all the weights and all that.
Right.
So I was doing squats with somebody on my shoulders, and about halfway in between the rep, he shifted his body weight. And of course, that shifted my body weight. Mm-hmm. So almost immediately I started experiencing severe pain. So a couple days later, I went to the doctors. And at that time, I couldn't hardly walk down the hallway to get to the doctor's office, and they had to send a wheelchair for me and all that. So they did a bunch of tests and everything, and finally what their conclusion was there was nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
They put me through a series of mental examinations to see if it was psychosomatic or whether I was doing it for the drugs, even though I had no history of. I'd never been to the doctor in all the years I was in prison. That was the first time I ever went to the doctor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they said there was nothing wrong with me, and that whatever it was would heal itself in time.
Mm-hmm.
The psychiatrists, they sent me to four of them. Four of them said, "This is not in his mind. This man's in severe pain." One of them went so far as to say that if I don't get treated, I'm going to probably be in that wheelchair the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. Well, as you know, you can't be a cripple in prison. Right. So 2 years I fought my way out of that wheelchair, taught myself how to walk again, rehabilitated myself. And all this time I'm in a lot of pain. But you're in a situation, you have to learn to deal with that, not show it, All the while they're saying there's nothing wrong with me. Mild degenerative bone disease, nothing that could equate to the pain that I was experiencing. Mm-hmm. So they pretty much swept me under the carpet.
So what they did, they diagnosed you as being nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
No discs, Out of
Nothing.
order, no arthritis, no nothing.
Nothing.
They diagnosed you as being nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Okay. And you went through a number of years going to the doctor for pain.
Yes.
And they constantly said that was nothing wrong with you.
Right.
Okay. And you did 31 years in prison.
Yes.
And you worked in the industry.
Primarily, yeah.
You was A1 number in industry.
Right.
Okay. How long did you work in industry?
Oh, 10, 12 years.
Okay. And before that, where'd you work?
I was a paralegal, so I did a lot of work in the law library and helping people with their cases, and porters, captain's clerks, assignment lieutenant clerks.
So during your incarceration, you worked. You put work in.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You worked for CDC-CDCR.
Every day. Yeah.
Okay. You worked for CDC then.
Right.
CDC-CDCR came
changed
right
it.
on.
Yeah.
Right. But you worked for CDC then.
Yes.
And you put work in diligently. You worked every day. You went to work
Yes.
on time and left after time.
Mostly,
Most of
yeah.
the time. Okay. And you became an A number. You became a lead man.
Yes.
Okay. And
On every job I had.
every job you had. So you put work in all the time that you was incarcerated. Then you went in front of the Board of Prison Terms, still pain, still suffering, right? And you got to the point, how many times did you go to board, Billy?
8 times.
You went to board 8 times. And you finally got a chance to prove to the Board of Prison Terms that you were suitable for parole.
Yes.
So they stamped it, found you suitable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But still, yet you were still in pain. You were
Yes.
still suffering. You were still going to the doctor. They would give you Motrins, I believe.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. All right. And Motrin is a pill that eats up the insides.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they gave you that for a number of years. You know,
Far more years than they should have had me on.
Right. Did they ever send you out to get X-rays?
They sent me out to do
CAT scan?
a nerve conduction test and a CAT scan.
Okay.
I know now that what they found on there was very different than what they told me they found on
Okay.
there. What they told me they found on there is I had mild degenerative bone disease.
Okay.
Well, we know now that that's not true.
That was false.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you've been home almost 2 years, and you was one of the first person on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And we got it before and we got after. We're gonna show the before, we're gonna show the after. Right? And we're gonna show you in the condition you were in prior to this condition. And we're gonna rule this to CDCR not taking care of you the way they should have. Now, over a period of years, okay, and they got to the point now where they had a lawsuit brought against them for the mental health
Mm-hmm.
and the health conditions in CDCR where people were dying
Mm-hmm.
in CDCR at a large number. People were dying.
Extremely large.
They had a federal lawsuit brought against them to where the federal judges said people were dying for senseless reasons and stuff that needed to be done about it. Right? So what they did, they put a mandate, right, to get this fixed. They had a receiver come in, look over the medical, right? The medical got better somewhat. And they had to where they had to bring down the population down to a level where the population had gone down, minimize the illnesses that was being brought up in prison, and maintain that level number. Okay.
That's true.
So they started letting a lot of people out of prison. And on your 8th time, you went in front of the Board of Prison Terms and was found suitable
Yes.
for parole. Right. So you proved to them that you was suitable to come home, and they release you without taking care of your medical condition.
Yes.
And they send you back to society, and you got Medicare, Medicaid, whatever it is. And they give you a doctor that you go see. And the doctor that you went to see, your primary doctor when you went to see, they went over certain things about your medical condition, how are you doing, whatever. And you told the doctor how you were doing. And you ran everything down to them, and they did what?
They sent me to, they sent and got my medical records. They sent me to get an X-ray. Since then, I've had an X-ray, an MRI, CAT scan.
Since you've been home?
Yes.
Okay.
And they found that I had 5 discs that were in serious condition and sciatic nerve problems. Well, since I went to the doctor, while all this is going on, I worked. I drove an EMT van. I transported patients, both with mental disabilities and physical disabilities and all this, to and from their appointments. So I was working like 13, 14 hours a day. I wasn't just sitting around, I was gainfully employed. Well, because I was employed, they took my Medi-Cal. Said I made too much, but I didn't have any insurance through my job until the year was over. So I'm going to this doctor, and all the time I'm driving, keep in mind, we don't have any of the tests back. We don't, all we know is what's on the x-rays from CDC. All this time, because I was driving, it was hurting my back even worse. So I finally went to the doctors and I said, hey, I can't do this. I started spasming in my right leg. Pretty soon it started spasming in my arm. Periodically my whole right side would just give out. I'd fall. I've eaten dirt on numerous occasions. All the while the pain just keeps increasing. So the doctors found that I had 5 discs that were in serious condition. I was scheduled to have I'm scheduled to have operations on them.
You had 5 discs?
Yeah, 5 of them. My whole L series and my sciatic nerve has been pinched in between my S5, my L5 and my S1 all these years.
So let me, is it all the years that you were incarcerated?
All the years since I hurt my back.
Since you hurt your back.
All the while they were telling me nothing wrong. I had damaged 5 discs, and my sciatic nerve has always been caught in between my L5 and my S1. So right now, we're looking at an almost irreparable sciatic nerve. It's gotten to the point now where I've lost control of my bladder, sometimes my bowels. If I'm not very close to a bathroom, when I gotta go to the bathroom, I wet myself. Nothing I can do about it. All because of the sciatic nerve damage. Without warning, my right side will just stop working. My leg will go out. Most of the time I have to get around with a walker. But, so I've been completely disabled since February. I'm in a place now that, I make $1,200 a month on disability, my rent's $1,100. I got nothing else coming in.
So you get $1,200 a month. You got to pay $1,100 for rent. So you got $100 left over.
Yeah.
You got to pay PG&E.
Yep.
And you got to pay water. You got to pay water.
No, water's included. Just PG&E.
But you got to pay PG&E.
Food.
And you got to buy food.
Yes.
Wow. How long you been living like that? How long you been paying $1,000 rent?
Well, I'm sharing what's supposed to be a double room. I had...
Wait. The room that you living in right now, somebody else is living in with you?
Was. And while I had a roommate, I only paid $550. But all the time I've been on disability, I've been living alone. So since February, my rent's been $1,100.
So your rent went up from $500 to $1,100
Yes.
after the guy moved out.
Yes. And it coincided exactly was when I got put on disability and lost my job. When I could least afford it, that's when it happened.
So your landlord went up from 500 to 600 on your rent.
No, my rent went up from 550 up to 1,100.
To another 550.
Right.
It's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that's I've been to your room. I went to your room, and when I went in your room, I said, "This is ridiculous. It's illegal. The way that they got you living inside your room, it's illegal. That's a shed. It's illegal. The plugs is illegal. Everything in there is illegal. And you paying $1,100 a month. You got $100 to live on after that. PG&E and food. That's ridiculous, man. Now we getting back to CDCR. Okay, so we getting back to the care that you was given while you were there. Okay, and you came home, and the care that you're getting now, they were able to prove and show that you had an illness coming home.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. This has been an ongoing condition since prison.
Right. They were able to get your medical records from CDC-CDCR, and prove that you had a medical condition coming home from prison. Right. And the medical condition that you had coming home from prison was much worse than you were told.
Much worse.
Okay. And it could have been corrected if it had been caught in time. But it wasn't corrected because it wasn't caught in time. Now your condition is much worse than what it was when you came home.
Yes.
Now you're down to 40 pounds?
140 pounds.
140 pounds, right? You have 5 discs that's out of whack. You have spasms on your right side, I believe. And they think you might have cancer.
Yes. They, because there's kind of 2 things going on. One is the back condition that's been exacerbated to the point that it is. But there's also the weight loss, there's other things that we believe were symptoms of the back and the sciatic nerve. But nobody's ever been able to tell me why I'm losing weight. Of course they did, urinalysis and all these things, to show that I wasn't doing any, drugs or anything like that. So that when those come back proving that I wasn't, they started sending me to neurologists, surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, neurological surgeons, general surgeons. And at this point where I sit right now is, again, this is besides the damage that's been done to my back and my spine. They believe that I have some form of immune problem unassociated with it, just an immune problem that is attacking my spine and my sciatic nerve, which is adding to the existing problems. Now keep in mind that whether they say it's either that or cancer, but the downside to that is even if it's an immune problem, it has to be either a blood disease or something like that. That's cancer in itself. So they've pretty much narrowed it down to where, in all likelihood, the tests haven't come back yet. In all likelihood, I have cancer of the spine or cancer in my blood or whatever. That's exacerbating the bone, the spine, and the nerve damage. It's all working together to create at this point in time, in their words, there's no point in doing surgery because I'm going to have the pain. The nerve is too badly damaged. I'm going to have this pain. And so, because of all these other things, they're at a loss at how to treat me right now. Everything's just gotten too bad. They're just at a loss as how to treat me.
So as far as your treatment now, all they're doing now is just giving you medication to keep you stabilized. And
as much as can be.
Without the medication, you'd be in severe pain.
I couldn't move.
Right.
I can hardly move now.
I noticed in driving, I came to pick you up. In driving, I noticed when you hit a bump, it kind of bothers you.
Yeah.
You have to. It's a pain when you hit a bump in the road. It's a pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's really bad because this could have been corrected years ago. You know, and going into the system is it's unfortunate that we have to do what we do to go into the system. It's unfortunate. You know, when you don't know no better, you don't do no better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we didn't know no better. We wound up in the system. But while we were in the system, we should have been taken care of a lot better.
Yes.
Than we were.
Yeah.
I mean, we put work in the system. We went to work every day.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we were like to say institutionalized where we got up at a certain time. Automatic alarm clock went off in our brain to get up. And we got ready to leave to go to work at that certain time. Whether it was a fog line or whatever, waited the fog line, got over, went to work. We were there on time.
Had to be.
And we worked there overtime. You know,
every day.
When they left, we were still working sometimes, you know. And we should have been treated a lot better than we were. And the conditions, you know, they got worse, you know, and they improved, you know, and they felt that they were doing okay. Okay. But they more or less put the Band-Aid on you. Because you come on you come on now, and I see you today. I saw you last week before last. And I went driving down Mission Street, and I looked over, pulled over, and I looked over and I thought it was Billy. I said, "Hey, Billy." And you looked, and came to the car, and like, picked out. "What's happening with you, Billy?" He said. Right? And that kind of bothered me. Because I know Billy don't use. I know Billy don't use. So that kind of bothered me. I said, "Wait, let me get a parking place." I went to try to find a parking place, came back. And I guess your patrol officer called you in. I didn't see you that day. So the next day, very next day, I'm going on somewhere and I'm taking care of some business. And I come out. This is to show you how power works. You know, come out and I'm in my car. I look across the street. I see you walking across the street. Wait a minute. I waited you across the street. Put alongside you and call you to the car. You know, and you got in the car. We started talking. "What's happening with you, Billy?" And you ran down to me what had happened. You know, and that was really messed up for me. Okay, because I was in there for a long period of time. I know how the system worked. You know, and it was bothering to me because you gave him all that you can give him, and some. You gave him all the years that you was promised to give, and some. Right? You proved to the commissioners that you was worthy to come home. They found that you was worthy, and it's not easy to prove to them that the person is worthy to come back.
No.
It's not easy at all. You went 8 times, you know.
Yep.
And you proved to them that you were worthy to come back. They allowed you to come back, and you come home, healthy man, outside. It was showing. It wasn't showing. Healthy man outside, and a year and almost a half, going to 2 years later, this comes up. Now you weigh 140 pounds, and you're in constant pain, and you live in a condition where, you know, it ain't right. It ain't right. You shouldn't be living in the condition you're living in, and you're being punished twice.
Yes.
You was punished for the crime. You came out, and you're being punished twice because the condition you live in and the way that you've been treated is unfair to you. It's unfair to you. So what we want to do is we want to see what we can do to assist you in your recovery of medical concerns. And we want to, anybody that's watching the show, you know, we want them to write the studio, you know, and write the studio not in a form of hate, but in a form of help, you know, to try to help Billy get back to how he should be, you know. Because, see, we have an audience of caring people, we got an audience that people are concerned about people that's committed whatever crime they did. They went and paid the debts in society. They came back as taxpayers, as citizens. And we're back in the community in which we live in. And it's not right for a person to go to what this man is going through and not being helped by his community, you know. So we asking for the community to write into the studio, call into the city studio, Bayback, and Billy Foster, you know, send a message to the studio and show some concern, show that you need or you want to help him in some kind of way. This man lives in a shack. I've been there. The man lives in the shack. He's paying $1,100 a month for rent. You know, he's paying $1,100 a month for rent. You know, he's deserving of more. He paid his debts to society. He's back in the community to be a taxpayer, to be a law-abiding citizen. So we need people that have a sense of care to call in, write in about Billy Foster and give him a hand because he needs it. I'm doing whatever I can do to help him. I'm stopping my day and doing whatever I can do to help him. If when I'm not at work and when I'm not doing something, I'm trying to do what I can to help him, you know, because he's that kind of person. You know, he needs help. And that's what we're here for. We're here to pass it on. You know, help those that are not able to help themselves. That's what we do. And that's what we're going to do, Billy. We're going to try to help you, man.
Thank you.
You know, and anything that we can do.
You
know, that's all we can do. You know, give a shout out to the viewers and try to help you if we can, man. That's what we can do.
Thank you.
You know, because you deserve to have another shot, man. You made it back. A lot of people not coming back. For whatever reason, a lot of people not coming back. You know, you were one of the few that made it back, you know, and you made it back for a reason. You know, the high power don't do things on accidents.
No.
Everything happens for a reason. So you made it back for a reason. And whatever the reason may be, the suffering that you're going through or whatever you're going through, it might be a reason for this. But whatever reason it is, you need another shot. You should be treated a lot better than you're being treated. You know, so we're going to try to do what we can to assist you in the pain and the suffering that you're going through and allow society to reach out and give you a hand, you know. So we want to see
I appreciate
how that's going to work, man, you know. And, wow. So we got two parts. We got this part. This is the second part of the Billy Foster story. And we got the first part, what we're going to air. And we're going to air it first, then we're going to air the second part and want the comparison. Okay, and, you know, we asked him, we shooting out to try to, some kind of way to help Billy in his time of need, you know, and that's what we do. We care in people, you know, we care for people, and that's what we do. We try to help those that they can't help themselves, you know. We're doing all right, you know. God willing, I'm you know, God allowed me to come back, and I'm doing pretty good. I got my health, all my faculties in order that I think, and they're in order. I'm able to move upright and move without being in pain. So I'm doing okay, you know. But you know, I always say every day, when I wake up every day, I say, you know, we got another blessed day. We got another blessed day to get something right. We don't know what it's going to be. We haven't decided idea what it's going to be the day we leave home. But we got one more day to get something right. You know, we don't know what it's going to be, but one more day to get something right, one day at a time. And that's
right.
Help those that we can, you know. So, Billy, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight and allowing your story to be told. You know, we need people like you to come back and tell society what's going on in your life and bring people back after a year or so of not being part of the audience. I mean, the show, rather. I want to bring you back, and I want to bring other guests back and let people know how people are doing today, you know. Some are doing great, some are not doing so good. Some are doing bad, some have gone back, you know, but we want to bring the people that's still here, we want to bring on the show and let our neighbors, our community know who we are, what we are, and what we're doing in life, you know. So this is a story that needs to be told, and we want to thank Billy for coming on. And you know, take a look at our show. You know, if you have anything that you can do to help Billy, call Bayback. Call the show and, you know, give any information or any help that you can give to Billy. You know, if it's $5 or $10, some funds, anything that you can give. You know, he needs the help. You know, and so call in and give him a shout out. Give him a hand. We want to thank you for coming on to the show, Billy, and thank you. You're a friend of mine. You're a friend of mine.
Thank you.
Right. So, and I take that literally. You're a friend of mine. You know, we got a bond. We got a lifetime commitment, and can't nobody do nothing about that. Right.
That's right.
Can't nobody do nothing about that. So I want to appreciate your friendship. Thank you for your friendship.
Thank you.
Right. And so we want to thank the nice guests for being on the show, and you can look at this show on Saturday night on channel 29 at 7 o'clock. You know, and shortly after this show, it'll be on YouTube. You can watch it as long as you want to, as many times you want to. And on Thursday night, we have a live show on channel 76 from 6:30 to 7. We'll have a guest on Thursday night, and we'll bring him on and allow him to tell his story. You know, and you know, you can call in and give feedback on the questions that's given, the questions that's asked. You can call back to the show and ask the person that's been interviewed anything you want to ask them. You know, anybody that comes on the show, their life is open book. You know, so we thank you for coming on the show tonight, Billy, and keep doing what you're doing, man. It ain't over until it's over.
That's right.
As Bat Lady ain't even sung yet. You know?
That's right.
So you got a long ways to go. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's
been a pleasure to be back.
Thank you. And you guys have a good night. Thank you.